Kwame Ashala, Kwame Ashala. Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom to the nation of Israel. Want to say, start off by giving all glory and honor to our Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Son, whose name is Yahweh, while Yahweh Shah. I want to say, Tawada Yahweh, Tawada Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, and Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. Mighty shalom to all of the 12 tribes of Israel. Mighty shalom to all of the elders that's going out on the highways and the byways for the decades, long time. Shalom to the elders of Yahweh's camp, the mighty elders that's been doing the work right here in Raleigh, North Carolina for the past decade or so. Shalom, shalom to the elders. And a mighty salute to the Aqua for Israel that's holding it down and doing the works in the home. Shalom. We are Yahweh's camp. I'm your brother Yashuv. Go around the panel real quick.
Hey, shalom, it's your brother Aniel.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Israel. This your brother Yashuan Ban Yahweh.
Hey, shalom, Israel. It's your brother Malak.
Hey, shalom. All praise to the Most High. It's your brother Shapar.
Khan, shalom, shalom. The brother Aniel. We got the brother Aniel on as well. All praise to the Most High. Right? So, Israel, shalom. With this lesson right here, we're going into the fall of the immortals. How did the Most High's creation fall to a simple being of a man, right? When the Most High created us to be the image of himself, and we fall like men. Matter of fact, somebody give me that precept in Psalms 82. And as he's getting that, I'll start off reading Matthew's, the 16th chapter, spirit for spirit. All praise to the Most High. So this is Matthew's chapter 16 and verse 21. Am I back or am I buffering? Salati, am I back?
Yeah, you got up.
All right, Khan, all praises. So the book of Matthew's chapter 16 and verse 21. And it reads, it says, from that time forth began Yahushua to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and of the chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day. Hey, so real quick, can somebody grab the book of Hosea chapter 6 and 1 real quick? Salatia. Right, so it says that he shall be raised again the third day, right? And hey, that's so spiritual within the scriptures right here, because when we read this, we're gonna put it together real quick. Book of Hosea chapter 6 and 1. Who got it?
Khan, I can read it, King. The book of Hosea, chapter 6, verse 1. And it reads, come and let us return unto Yahweh, for he hath torn and he will heal us. He hath smitten, and he will bind us up. After 2 days will he revive us. In the third day he will raise us up.
So it says in the third day he will raise us up. You see that? So he have torn us the same way that he have torn the Hamashiach in his flesh, right? And he had to send him down for 3 days, and he rose again. The Most High have done the same thing to his children. He put us in hell, bondage, captivity, slavery, all these different things that we've gone through, right, as a nation. And he started to awaken us on the second day. He started to bring certain things back to our remembrance. But on that third day, he's going to raise us up so that we can do what?
Khan, and he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight.
So we shall live in his sight, right? And that's the glorious thing about serving the creators, man, is because we've been without him for so long. You know, that's like you know, a child that never met his father before. When you see them come together, you know, like when you see these videos that they're doing now, where you know these children they go and they see their father that's been locked up since they were babies, and they get a chance to meet him, man. The amount of passion and tears, you know, that you see, from both parties is amazing. And that's how we're going to be on that third day once we begin to live in the Most High sight. And that's how you people should be when you come into this knowledge. You should begin to raise up and live in the Most High sight. And how do we live in His sight? By removing sins, by putting off the cares of this world, right? Which cause us to die. Everything in this world causes us to die as God's people, right? So when I go back over here to Matthew, it says, verse 22, it says, then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, right? And you look at this, right? How do you rebuke the Messiah? So he's trying to correct the Messiah on what prophecy is, right? Because the Messiah was said to come and die for the nation of Israel. So it says he began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Lord, right? This shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou sufferest not the things that the Most High, that be of the Most High, Shalathia, but those that be of men, right? Because we got to understand that the Most High's cares is of his own self, and the cares of man are the cares of man, right? So he says, verse 24, then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his own cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his own, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it, right? So when we go into the fall of these immortals here, we got to understand that we have to lose the cares of this life. We have to lose everything that we've gained here in order to receive the Hamashiach. All of the cares of anything you can think of that have any value to you in this life, you must remove. So he says, verse 26, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Right? So I'm going to stop on that. Somebody could grab Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. Right? So my point in bringing that out is to show that in this lifetime that we're in, we have to begin to lose ourselves for the Most High and not try to save this flesh. We got our brothers that are, they're trying to escape captivity. They're trying to go to other locations that they think is suitable and places that are not going to be destroyed in the last days. But every place that's on this earth will be touched except for where the children of Israel dwell at in safety on that day as a whole, right? So Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1.
I could bring it out for you.
What?
Oh, you got it? You want it, Anio?
I got it.
Con.
All right, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Verse 4, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing.
Right, and you see, this is heavy right here. And even when it goes to those stones could be symbolic to the children of Israel. Those stones being gathered again, right? And in a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. And who is that? That would go into all of the other nations that we've been mingled with. That will go into all of our family members that won't come over to this side of the cross and follow after the Hamashiach. So there will be no embracing. There will be a time of Matthews 10 and 34 that we're all gonna have to deal with, right? So this is a time that's coming, to those that be the true worshipers of the Most High. Right now, in this present time that we live in, if you could see that they're doing away with the New Testament, right? They're basically telling the United States of America that we no longer want to follow the New Testament books because of the following of what they call Jesus Christ. We know the Hamashiach is Yahweh Shai, right? That's his true name. So all in favor for the Jewish rats over there in Israel, right? They may flag that for that, but oh well, it is what it is, right? The truth is the truth. You see that? Hey Mahar, if you could find a clip of that real quick, by the way, just to show that these devils are in fact passing bills to do away with the New Testament in this present time that we're living in. So what's coming down the pipeline is, the word being taken away. The men of the Most High that's been going out diligently doing this work, that's professing the day of the Lord, the true image of the Most High, right? So they don't want this truth to go out. So they have to call it anti-Semitism in order to get us to stop teaching the Bible in the last days. But if you got a clip real quick that you can show, that'd be great. But while he gets that, Aniel, go ahead and keep going.
Where we at? Verse 6.
Con.
A time to get and a time to lose.
Mm-hmm.
A time to keep and a time to cast away.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. Verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate.
So he said there's a time to keep silent and a time to speak, right? Hey, we was in a time of silence when we was in slavery. We was in a time of silence when we was fighting for equal rights. You understand? They silenced the hell out of us for many years, right? But go ahead and play that clip.
There's a meme I've been thinking about a lot lately, a viral tweet that reads, and I quote, "I never thought leopards would eat my face," sobs woman who voted for the leopards eating people's faces party. It's an adage that has been proven relevant, time and again, when the American right is forced to reckon with the consequences of its own actions. Most recently in Utah, where Republicans passed a law targeting books in school libraries that contain, quote, pornographic or indecent content. And wouldn't you know it, that very law has now been used to restrict access to, wait for it, the Bible.
With the holy book in one hand and signs in the other, frustrated parents calling out the recent decision by Davis School District that voted to remove the King James Version of the Bible from elementary and middle school libraries.
Period. Thank you very much.
The move.
Damn, that shit is like, excuse my French, that is crazy. I thought it was just a joke, but apparently it's serious.
Right.
Coming after a complaint was filed with the district in December, when the district received an anonymous grievance that said the school district was ignoring, quote, one of the most sex-ridden books around, the Bible, adding that this edition of the Bible, quote, has no serious values for minors because it's pornographic by our new definition. Get this porn out of our schools.
So maybe it's time to update that meme. I never thought they would.
So meanwhile, they want to highlight certain things in the Bible that goes against certain lifestyles. So it graphically points out certain things within the text to show God's people how not to live, right? So the devil, being the devil, what does he do? He shows you that he's actually the devil, because what do they allow in the school right now today? Well, they allow pedophilia books in the schools today, right? They allow your children to learn how to be cross dressers in school today, right? They are learning not the ABCs, but the gay BCs.
Hello,
Go ahead, play it.
Navarro, suck any good lately. What's wrong, Navarro? I think you like a big in your mouth. Ha ha ha. Page 23. The other boy, page 23. It's in your library. Here it is. What's the educational benefit of talking about what's the educational benefit of talking about that? Is that going to help someone on the SAT score? Here be kind. Get a shot at that. She can care less. That's a sign. She needs to put down her sign. For a second. Oh, you're putting me out. For what? For asking you to abide by the rules. A board member held up a sign, but the audience couldn't hold up signs. This is tyranny, and we're dealing with a corrupt government system.
But you see that though, you see the hypocrisy in that. Here it is, the brother is showing them all of the books in their library to tell them what's wrong with the school system and what they teach the kids. But they would rather throw the brother out and still ban the Bible that's telling kids to be honorable children and to keep God's laws and to not be homosexuals in the earth, right?
Hey, Salaki, hey, Cap, can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
Hey, that's crazy. So they banning the Bible out of elementary schools, but they got Gay Pride Month coming up, right? Well, they got laws that they passed where you can allow trannies and homosexuals to use, little girls' bathrooms. So if a grown man identifies as a woman, he could go in the same public bathroom as a young girl. So I mean, like you said, that's hypocrisy and it's a contradiction, right? So you telling the kids that they can't read the Bible in school, but you allowing a grown man or a grown woman that identify as the opposite sex to enter into the the same bathroom, right? That's madness.
I agree 100%, my brother. Madness on an all-time high that we're dealing with. And this is what the Most High said when he said that the sins have reached up into heaven, right? This place stinking down here, man, right? This planet is burning up the Most High's nostrils, man. And that's why he got to shorten up the time, man, because these Satan influences are, they going off right now, and that's just one scale of them banning, the Bible in them schools, but they're actually going to be banning it on a larger scale, which would prevent us from doing what it is that we do on the highways and the hedges, because it's going into hate speech, right? And it's going into free speech. You see that? So they're trying to stop all of that. So eventually it's gonna come down the pipeline to where everybody on the corner reading Bibles is hating the ish people, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm looking at this. This is something that came out a couple of months ago, but it's still prevalent today. The Satanic Temple, they're actually trying to get missionary or Satanic Temple missionaries into the school system, and they're posting like this video right here is talking about the Satanic Temple that they set up in the State House.
A Satanic Temple has set up a display inside the Iowa State House. It's the holiday season, and even secular government buildings display decorations for holidays that are rooted in religion, like Christmas trees and menorahs. For 14 days, the Satanic Temple has erected a display alongside these major religious symbols inside the rotunda of the Iowa State Capitol. Lucian Greaves, co-founder of the Satanic Temple, spoke to KCCI.
We're going to really relish the opportunity to be represented in a public forum. We don't have a church on every street corner.
Though the temple went through the correct administrative channels to present in the rotunda, the display is getting pushback.
One, I hope people realize spiritual warfare is real, that there are evil, satanic forces that are trying to infiltrate our state.
Iowa resident Shelley Flockhart said she...
Yeah, okay. She don't know what the hell is going on, but I mean, just the fact that, they're allowing this stuff, right? But then they're banning the Bible, right? They're banning everything that is of the Most High, right? And continuing to push their wicked agenda.
Hey, but look, this is how you know what time we're in, though. And this is how you know that the Most High is changing the clock and changing the time on man, how long man would have to live on this earth since the fall of the immortals, right? Because if you see what we have here with all of that right there that you see, that should let you know that time is up. Anytime you see people openly serving Satan, right in your courthouses, in your schools, like they got the after school Satan's book club. You see that? So how can the same people who at one time said they believed in the book, because now they know that the book ain't got nothing to do with them, they can throw Satan in your face and tell you that, yeah, this is what we doing now. And you know what? Majority of our people are gonna have no choice but to deal with it, because we've accepted everything since Martin Luther King. You see that? We've accepted every single thing that they've given us. We accept their schools. We accept their courthouses. We accept their grocery stores, their doctors, all of this stuff. We accept it. We don't do anything about it, right? But that must change, though. That must change. And that's what the spirit of this lesson is going to go into, Most High will, that you see that we must change and begin to start and build our own, right? Because if we had our own communities, if we had our own schools, our children would not be going through this right now, right? So where are we at on that? Aniel, verse 7, one more time, right? Because that's heavy. It says, it was a time to keep silence and a time to speak, where we got the devil openly telling us now it's time for y'all to shut up. It's time for y'all to be quiet. You done done enough speaking out here on these street corners, telling everybody that God is black, right? Telling everybody that the Israelites, are not the Jewish people over there. That's anti-Semitism right there. You're going against our law, sir. So now they're gonna put us in jail because we're speaking the truth, right? Verse 8.
Come. A time to love and a time to hate.
Hey, look, man, it's a time to hate. Forget the love part. We done tried to love everybody but our damn self. You see that? So it's a time to hate right now. It's a time to hate everything that goes against the Most High's will. It's a time to hate everything you see outside your windows, because it's not a representation of what the Most High put here in this earth. Go ahead.
A time of war. And
a time for war. Peace. We should be getting ready for war. Ain't gonna be no peace, man, until we are safe in the wilderness. So we should be preparing for war. The scriptures say to make you ready for the battle. But how many people really getting ready for the battle? We don't see the war that's coming. You see that? Even in our school, even in these schools, like the brother, that's war for the children right there. To know that their father and mother tell them how to live from the time they're babies, just to go up in the school system, and now the devil tell you, hey, it's okay for you to put on that dress, Charles. And now your baby's got to sit there and look at madness, for 8 hours in the classroom. So it should be a time for war, man. right? But we're not ready for that, right? Go ahead.
A time of war and a time of peace. Verse 9. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboreth? Verse 10. I have seen the travail which the Most High have given to the sons of men to be exercised in it.
Right. So that's going into the work right there. All of that work that the Most High have put here. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 11. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their heart.
Now stop right there. That's the point I wanted right there, right? So it says, and also he has set the world in their heart. Hey, Mahar, can you pull that word up for me real quick? World. And then grab this same verse in the NIV. Right? So it says he set the world in their heart, right? Is this John 3:16 world? Is this for everybody? Let's see.
Strong's H5769. Olam. Olam.
And it means, I see long duration, antiquity, futurity, forever, everlasting, evermore. Let's see. Properly, the vanishing point.
Look at that right there. Everlasting, right? You see these things right here? What's that sound like? What was you going into down there?
Oh, the time, out of mind, past, and future, eternity. Just it's pretty much it's describing a certain time or a certain time frame that's going to happen. That's not going to end.
That's not going to end. All praises. So, what it's saying there is the Most High have put everlasting in our minds. He put the sense of eternal life in our mind. You see that? But the devil took it away. You see that? So how is it that from, the Most High's beautiful creations, he knew what to do to the people he created to be like himself? He put a sense of eternity in our vessels, in our souls, right? I saw a movie, I think it was Cooley High, many years ago, man. The brother, he was getting in trouble in the bathroom, and the damn teacher came in there, busting in the bathroom on him, and he was questioning him, railing on him, and he asked the brother, he said, man, what you want to do with your life, and what you want to do when you get out of this school? Hey, the brother said, I want to live forever. You see that? I want to live forever. And you know what? When many people heard, I remember sitting there like it was yesterday with the people that I was watching it with, and they broke out laughing like this nigga's crazy. You know what I mean? What you mean? You don't want to be a doctor, a lawyer, policeman, a president. You don't want to be none of these things. The brother said, I want to live forever. Why did he say that? Because he understood spiritually that the Most High put forever in his vessel. He put forever in our DNA structure. You see that? So it's us that don't have that understanding. The devil took that understanding away from us so he can kill us, so he can feed us and give us everything that destroys God's temple, right? What destroys our mind. So it says he put eternity in the mind. Go ahead and read it in the NIV real quick. Because heart is the mind, people.
It says, he has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart.
You see that? And that goes into the mind, right? That goes into the mind according to Mark 7:21, right? So we gotta understand these things, right? We may that's why we always gotta go back to the Hebrew, to the original form of this language to understand what the word is, because there's many people that probably read that word right there, world, and just said, oh, they just put the whole world in his chest.
He put the whole world
You know what I'm saying? Just put it all in his chest. You know, that's all that is right there. There's no real understanding there, you know. But all praise to the Most High, right?
Hey,
Okay.
Salakia,
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard you say something about Charles in a dress. Was this the Charles you were talking about?
Wow. Hey, look, that's the devil right there in the dress.
Damn.
That's what they got for us in the last days, man. Right? So it says he put eternity in their hearts, meaning he created man from the beginning to have the understanding of himself, of what he created. The Most High, he can't create and pull from himself, and in order to lose a portion of himself, he can only bind it up into a certain place for a time. So the Most High, he created his creation to live forever, but through sins we die, right? So let me get Genesis 2 and verse 1. And does somebody got that Psalms 82? Let me see. Let me grab it real quick.
Which verse did you want?
You want verse 6?
Let me get verse 1 first.
This book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 1. The Most High standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods.
He judgeth among the gods, right? Verse 6.
Verse 6, I have said, ye are gods,
Mm-hmm.
and all of you are the children of the Most High.
Right. So he said, I said, ye are gods. What? The same fashion of the angels he created to be lesser gods of himself. That's the same spirit he put in the earth. Gods. So he said, I have said, ye are gods. We are gods within this earth, right? Because we come from our creator. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 7, but ye shall die like men,
Mm-hmm.
and fall like one of the princes.
Right. You see, and that's what we do. So now we got to find out why did the Most High put that switch on what he created, right? Who dropped the ball here? Whose fault is it? Who did it? Right? And why are we still suffering today? Why are we still going, and why is our life expectancy dropping down more and more as we look at the timetables and as we go on in this existence, right? So Genesis 2 and 1.
I can read it, King.
Con.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 1. And it reads, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, the Most High ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And the Most High blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which the Most High created and made.
Hey, Salatia, real quick, brothers, before you end, I just got a message on my line. So all of the brothers and the sisters that's listening, if you're familiar with the brother Elder Mac, that's a part of our congregation, you might have seen him in a wheelchair. If you can give the brother and lift him up in your prayers as he's going through it right now, that'd be great. All praise to the Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Son, Thawada. Okay? Just lift the brother up in your prayers. His name is Elder Mac.
Con.
All right?
You want me to read on, King?
Con, all praise Thawada.
Yep. Verse 4. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth, when they were created in the day that Yahweh the Most High made the earth and the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For Yahweh the Most High had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. Verse 6. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And Yahweh the Most High formed man of the dust of the ground.
Right. So he didn't even start forming the man until it first has some water that hit that soil, that rich soil, so that he can produce fruit from it. Right. So that's how he began to form man of the dust of the ground, right? And these plants are a direct representation of what man is, right? That's why we have a deep relationship with plants. And we should probably get back into dealing with plants a lot more. They kept us away from understanding plant life, you understand, or even using plants and different herbs and things to heal our bodies. We rather go to the doctor. Right, but we're gonna get it on. We gonna get back in order here real soon. We ain't gonna have no choice. Right, go ahead.
Come. And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
So right, with that breath of life, right, man became a living soul. That was him giving Adam his essence, his core essence, that eternity right there that we just read over there in Ecclesiastes 3:11. That's what he put into Adam from the beginning, right? Go ahead.
Come. And man became a living soul.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh the Most High planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made Yahweh the Most High to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
So stop right there, right? So the Most High, he put this nice, beautiful tree, right, in the midst for his people, the tree of life. That tree of life and that fruit on there in the scriptures is known as paradise, right? If you go through any of these scriptures and you start um, looking up paradise and putting it with the tree of life, you'll see what I'm talking about. The tree of life represents paradise. It represents a place where life does not end. So that's why the Most High, through the fall, he had to close off that portion so that we don't defile what he said was good. So you got one side of this tree over here of knowledge of good and evil, right? And that's why the scriptures say that we should say that no man is good but one, right? And that's the Most High. That's why the Messiah gave that reverence to his Father. He said, "No, there's none good but one." And when we understand, we look at this, right, and we look at the knowledge that's going on in the earth right now, we would see that most of the knowledge we're received is evil. Most of everything we've learned outside of this living word is evil. So if we don't, if we can't access the tree of life or the truth of this word, we're operating in everything that's evil on the outside of the Most High. So that's why it's important to come back to his word, because his word, right, is going to bring us back to the knowledge of himself, the knowledge that he was only sealing Adam with, but through the fall of the serpent is how we begin to get the knowledge of everything else. We gained the knowledge on how to do drugs. We gained the knowledge on how to prostitute our daughters, how to serve Satan, how to be in homosexuality. All of these things we've learned, right? We've learned the knowledge on how to serve other gods, right? Because there's knowledge in that too. You gotta feed these other gods, right? You got to do all types of things to service these other gods, and you find that people serve these other gods a lot more than we serve the God that we say that we believe in, right? Verse 15.
Come. And Yahweh the Most High took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And Yahweh the Most High commanded the man, saying, "Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
Mm-hmm.
But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it.
Right. So he gave the man the opportunity, and Adam understood this. He said, "Look, I'm going to eat from this right here because this is good." Right. Go ahead.
Come, for in the day that thou hast eat thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Right. So the moment we begin to eat from that tree of knowledge of good and evil, that's how we begin to gain everything that is wrong, and that's why we die. So all of the evils that you can think of, right, that's on this side of the flood, came from this knowledge of this tree right here. You see that? And I know we got many people, there's many doctrines that goes into the people, into the Adamites, into all of that stuff right there. But we're not dealing with that here. We're going to solely deal with what we see here in the scriptures, and speaking of Adam and his descendants going down from Cain and Abel, right? So this is where the fall began to happen, because there's no story that predates this story that goes into the Most High destroying the people before Adam and Eve. Okay, just to throw that out there. But you read verse 18.
Stop at 17.
Come on, verse 18. Hey, shalom to the captain, Ram. Shalom to you, King.
Shalom, Cat. Verse 18. And Yahweh the Most High said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the ground, Yahweh the Most High formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them, and
You see how
whatsoever.
much power that is right there, though? That's a lot of power that Adam had. You understand? That dominion alone. You see that? But through the fall and through Satan, who come into the next verse, caused this division between the Most High and man, right? Because he knew he couldn't go into Adam and cause Adam to go off, but he had to go to somebody else. He had to use the woman that we love so much, man. You know, who to this day we still trying to, get to see that we got, right? But let me get chapter 3 on that. So out there, chapter 3, verse 1.
Come. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3, and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtile than any beast of the field, which Yahweh the Most High had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath the Most High said, Salakia, turn this page, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for the Most High doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Right. So that the moment that you eat of this, now you're going to know how to die. See, he didn't tell her. He didn't tell her that part. You're going to know how to kill yourself. It is what he should have said. And she would have. I guarantee you, that would have changed that whole conversation right there. She would have been like, "No, I'm gonna go over here and talk to Adam about this," right? Because she surely didn't want to die, but she was tricked, right? She was tricked into the cares of this life. She was tricked into wanting to know and wanting to be like God, like the man. She wanted that position of power, like many of our women want today. They want that position of power. They want the headship. They want the knowledge. And if you look at this through this fall here, when you look at our women, right? Our women through this fall have become knowledgeable just about on every scale of everything that you could think of. Our women are the smartest women on the planet right now today. You see that? And that's through the fall of the garden. That's through this knowledge right here that was received on that end. Right? But go ahead.
Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof.
Right. So her eyes got big. She looked at. She said, if I eat this, I'm gonna be wise. This is gonna give me wisdom. Is this going to make me all knowing? Because you would think that with getting this right here, that surely if this is going to make me wise, then I'm going to know how to live forever with this wisdom here. But nah, you're going to see that this right here was going to lead us to the wisdom of the person that's going to rule this world, right? Go ahead.
And did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
Mm-hmm.
And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
Salati, what verse you on up?
I just read 7.
You just read 7?
Con,
all praises. Jump down to verse 16, Salati. I'll read verse 11. It says, and he said, who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree wherefore I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? You see that? So that was a commandment that the Most High gave unto Adam, that he gave unto his wife, that she deliberately said, you know what? I'm going to go over here on this side and just do what I want to do, like most of our women do. That's why the Most High said to not give a woman liberty to go gadding abroad. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
What verse did you want, King Salaki?
16 and 17, Salaki.
Salaki. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrows and thy conception.
Mm-hmm.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
How many women are letting their husbands in today's time rule over them as a penalty for the fall in the garden? How many? Right? Go ahead.
Verse 17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife.
Right, because you wanted to listen to your wife instead of me, Adam. This is what you have for the rest of your days. Go ahead.
And hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it.
Mm-hmm.
Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field.
And thou shalt eat the what?
And thou shalt eat the herb of the field.
And thou shalt eat the herb of the field. See that? So this is what the Most High is telling Adam from the beginning on how he's going to sustain himself going forward. Right? He says, thou shalt eat the herb of the field. Right? And we got a problem with that today. We don't like eating herbs. We don't like eating greens. You got some of our people, they don't like vegetables. They don't like fruits. You understand? We like steak, chicken, and all types of stuff that doesn't do any profit to our bodies. You see that? But the Most High giving wisdom right here to Adam. He said, and you're going to eat the herbs of the field, right? Going back to, you said what?
I didn't mean to cut you off, Cat.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to make a point. The way he
Yeah,
said
go
it,
ahead, King.
and the spirit just, it was almost like, look, you getting ready to get sick. You getting ready to start hurting. So you're going to need to eat the herb of the field for medicine. Now you're going to have to look out for your health. You know what I'm saying? I made you to live forever. So now you're getting ready to get sick. You're going to have to start being concerned with your health now, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Huh? 100%. And that was the cause of that, because he did what? He named every beast of the field. So he knew what was clean, he knew what was unclean, right? He knew what he could what he could rightfully eat or not out of those beasts of the field. But the Most High didn't give him that. He didn't say, "Hey Adam, this is how you're going to have to sacrifice according to my orders going forward, and you could take of this, the clean beast of this." Nah, he said, "Nigga, you're going to eat herbs." Right? Because like the brother said, he knew that through the course of time, eating the stuff we eating on today is how we are killing ourselves, right? And it's not because we're eating the foods that the Most High orchestrated and said to the children of Israel, these are the clean beasts of the field, the waters and things of that you should consume. But it's because of the things that we're eating that does not go according to his order, according to the way that he set it up for the beast to be killed, for the beast to be treated, and all that, right? And we can go into it a little bit here in a minute, right? But let's jump around here for a little bit for time. Where'd you leave off at?
I just
Let me
read
get verse 22, Salaji, verse 22 down real quick. Yeah, Khan. Somebody grab Genesis 5 and 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 22. And Yahweh the Most High said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat, and live forever.
And live forever. You see that? So the Most High, he could not allow man to have the knowledge of good and evil and still eat of that tree of life to gain that immortality forever. Right? So he said, nah, I got to cut off one of these. Right? So he said he chose paradise for himself. He put paradise in a separate location and put man over here and said, nah, you outside of this portion, because of your sin. But you think about that, that's heavy right there, man, because the tree of life is everything to us, right? And that's what we should actually be praying for as well, right? We should be praying for the Ark of the Covenant. We should be praying for that tree of life to return one day. You see that? As it is, right? But it's the prayers that we got to lift up to the Most High. We begin to pray and ask for these things as we begin to change, right? To be risen up on that third day. The Most High he begin to hear us, man, and give us these things back. Go ahead.
Verse 23. Therefore, Yahweh the Most High sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life.
Right. So we don't have access to this portion of the garden no more, of this tree of life, man. But we will one day, Most High will, all of the brothers that's laboring and doing this work, will be able to eat of that fruit one day, Let me get Genesis 5 and 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that the Most High created man, in the likeness of the Most High made he him.
Mm-hmm.
Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created.
So he said, in the likeness of the Most High made he them, right? Going to Genesis 1:26, right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. And Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness,
Hmm.
after his image,
After
called
his what?
after his image.
Hey, Salate, can you pull up that word image right there real quick? And somebody grab Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4.
Strong's 86754. Selim. Selim.
And it means an image, a likeness, a resemblance, hence image. Which other precept did you want, Hosea?
Hosea 3 and 4. Right. So that's important right there, because a resemblance is everything. So it says that he had Seth in the likeness of himself and in his image to be a reflection of himself. Right. So read this real quick. Hosea 3 and 4.
The book of Hosea, chapter 3 and verse 4. It says, "For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a
Hmm.
king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice,
Hmm.
and without an image."
And without an image, right? And without something that's a clear reflection of themselves. So by them taking away, like the people say, they say, well, what does it matter what God looks like? This is what they tell you now that the truth is coming out, right? Well, what does it matter what he looks like? God love everybody. We all love him, right? It shouldn't matter if he's black or white or yellow or pink. None of that stuff mattered when the white boy was held up as God,
Right.
right? So when we had that image, it was okay,
Mhm.
right? None of us saw a resemblance in that image, right? None of us could look at that and say, "Oh yeah, it's a." We could, nah, get out of here. So image is everything. Image is important, right? Because us going without that image is how we forgot ourselves. You see that? So now that we begin to acknowledge what that image is how we begin to find ourselves again. Those of us that's waking up in this present time now, they're waking up. You got a lot of people, they're waking up just solely off of that image that Vladimir Putin put out for the world. Right? You got so many people that are going around now that are questioning things, saying, damn, man, maybe them niggas was right. He was out there screaming on that corner all them years, saying that Jesus holding up. They got the devil horns on Jesus Christ out there. Why they committing blasphemy? But now they was right. That's really not the image of Christ. So now you got to come over here on this side and humble yourself and come back to your image, come back to your power, because we went a long time without an image, without a king. You see that? So that's why it's important for us to break down the books of Revelations, right? That's why it's important for us to break down the book of Daniels, to show the true image of our creators, you know, so that the people know that we mean business now when we're waking up. You see that? Because now if we got a true image that we could identify with, now that takes away them from having any stake in our prophecies, right? In our kingdom that belong to us, right? So let me get Genesis 6 and 1 through 3. And somebody grab Deuteronomy chapter 34, verse 4.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, and starting at verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, "And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men, that they were fair,
Mm-hmm.
and they took them wives of all which they chose. And Yahweh said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120.
It said his days shall be 120. So how it is the Most High created us from himself. He pulled man and he created him, right, from the forces of his hands in his soil of the earth that he watered, and fashioned man and put the breath of life, put the commandments, put the laws into his soul, and put eternity into his vessel, and said, this is you, but now I gotta cut your damn time short to 120 years. And that's a long time. Where you look at Methuselah living, what, 996 years? You see what I'm saying? When you look at a lot of some of the older some of the other ancient ones that live for hundreds and hundreds of years. You see that? So how is it the Most High said, nah, y'all niggas ain't living to 1,000 years no more. I'm gonna cut you down to 120, right? And let's see who was the fulfillment. Who was the first fulfillment of that 120? Let me get Deuteronomy 34:4.
Yeah, I got it, King.
Con.
This is Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 34, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High said unto him, this is the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, saying, I will give it to thy seed. I have caused thee to see it with thine eyes, but thou shalt not go over thither.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5, so Moses, the servant of the Most High, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6, and he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, over against Beth Peor.
Mm-hmm.
But no man knoweth of his sepulchre unto this day.
Of his sepulchre
Unto this day.
Okay.
Verse 7, and Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his natural force abated.
Right. So this is a strong man that died, that the Most High took away in his full strength at 120 years old for lack of faith and understanding of what the Most High wanted Moses to do. Right. So he showed that he was a man of his word right here, and he cut Moses down, who Moses was the savior of Israel at this time, that the Most High used. The scriptures say that Moses was a friend of the Most High, but he cut him down at 120 years. Right. So, hey, Mahar, can you play that one video that I showed you real quick? With the Hansa people. You still got that?
You sending me on text, I think.
Yeah. It was last week, but you know. Oh, praise to the Most High. But yeah, you know, I think, you know, this is heavy right here, because we right now today are not fulfilling this life expectancy of 120 years. And you should really be asking yourself why, if the Most High said that man would live 120 years, what's our life expectancy now? Right? And we're going to get into it. But I want to just see here that it's possible for us to live 120 years in our present state. But you're going to see that it's the things that we put in our bodies on a day-to-day basis that prevent us from accomplishing this goal.
There are people on Earth who never get sick and don't die from diseases. It was noted at an international congress on cancerous diseases that they are the only population with a zero cancer rate. The average lifespan of these people is 120 years. They live in the north of India, on the banks of the Hunza River. The first accounts of them were brought by the English military doctor Robert McCarrison. During all his years of work, he never encountered a single sick Hunza person. By sick, he meant serious diseases, not short-term issues like diarrhea, rashes, or colds. It was this detail that critics and debunkers of the Hunza myth based their arguments on. McCarrison and many other researchers didn't consider these issues as illnesses, but rather natural occurrences typical of valley residents. McCarrison lived in close proximity to the Hunza Valley for 7 years. He concluded that their diet was the primary factor behind the longevity of the Hunza people. If a person eats improperly, not even a mountain climate can protect them from illness. Therefore, it is no surprise that the neighbors of the Hunza people living in the same climatic conditions suffer from various diseases and have an average life expectancy of half that of the Hunza people. In 1963, a French medical expedition visited the Hunza people. They confirmed McCarrison's findings about the average Hunza lifespan being 120 years, while the oldest living Hunza person was 160 years old. Researchers also emphasized that 40-year-old women looked like young girls, maintained their slim figures at 60, and gave birth to children at 65. Based on this, it can be concluded that the Hunza diet is more effective than the Japanese or Mediterranean diets. It is the only place in the world with no oncological disease. At an international congress on cancerous diseases in Paris in August 1977,
Hey, Salakia, like, damn, what do they eat? I need to get on this diet.
Hey, look, we're going to get into it a little bit. Go ahead.
experts announced that according
Hey,
to
look, pause it right there.
geocancerology, a
Hey, pause
complete
it real
absence.
quick. Hold on, look, watch this. Hey, what did Moses tell Adam he was going to eat?
Herbs.
No, I'm just messing. But that ain't all what they eating, though. But it's the way they eat. And they're going to go into it a little bit in this video, though. Go ahead.
Of cancer on planet Earth exists only in the Hunza people. Over the years, many expeditions, scientists, and gerontologists have visited the Hunza Valley, and they all agreed that the secret of the Hunza people lies in their diet and way of life. After analyzing all available research and the critics' comments, we have compiled the following list. Secrets of health and longevity in the Hunza Valley. 1. Hunza people are very friendly and positive. They rarely get angry or complain. They don't get nervous, impatient, or quarrelsome with each other.
Hey, so hold on,
2.
stop right there.
The Hunza people bathe in
So-
icy.
So when you think about that right there, right? These are people, obviously they're not dealing with oppression, and they obviously understand the laws on how to treat their neighbor. So it goes to show that us here living in the stressful and poverty and oppression, that we are dying faster because of stress and many other things, right? That these people will never see. So that's a lot to think of. Their community and where they live at, it helps them to live longer, and how they treat one another. Treat your brother as yourself. These are all commandments. All right, go ahead.
Water, even when it's 15 degrees below zero outside. 3. Both children and their centenarian parents play active games. 4. In summer, they eat raw fruits and vegetables, and in winter, they consume sun-dried apricots, sprouted grains, and sheep cheese.
You see that
5.
right there?
They experience a hungry
So in the summer, they're eating fruits and vegetables. Eating good. Nourishing the body. Right? With clean foods. Go ahead.
spring period when fruits aren't ripe yet. It can last from 2 to 4 months. During this time, they eat almost nothing and only drink a beverage made from dried apricots once a day. 6. McCarrison emphasized that their protein intake is low. They eat meat, but very rarely, mostly when an animal is injured or dies accidentally. 7.
Check that out.
Hunza
Now,
people
stop
are
right
very
there.
hardworking.
So it says, so they have clear understanding on how their animals are dying, so they know rather to eat it or not, right? So if you could rewind that real quick to what he said, and I'm gonna read this scripture right here in Leviticus 22.
Hey, I'm
8.
just looking at this dude. I know this dude definitely ain't a part of that, right? Because
nah.
He got some fresh clothes, right? And then he a little thicker than them. I don't know.
Yeah, you crazy.
Dies accidentally. Drink of 2 to 4 months. During this time, they eat almost nothing and only drink a beverage made from
So
dried
stop it right
apricots
there real
once a
quick.
day.
I'm gonna read this scripture. So this is Leviticus 22, and I'll read 8. It says, "That which dieth of itself or is torn with beast, he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. I am Yahweh. They shall therefore keep mine ordinances, lest they bear sin for it and die therefore. If they profane it, I, Yahweh, do sanctify them." So we're not allowed to eat anything that dies of itself. But I ask a really, really good question here tonight. How many of us go to the grocery store and ask if this hamburger have died of itself? This chicken, do you know if it died of itself? Do you know if these lamb chops died of itself?
We definitely don't.
you know, I'm going there. I got this big rump roast here. It's a lot of meat, but did it die of itself? Oh, well, you know what? I don't know. But you want to know what? Yeah, go ahead, King.
So, like, what was that in Leviticus that you brought up?
Leviticus 22 and 8. You know what I mean? So if we're sitting here and we're eating things like this, right, where the Most High gave strict commandments to the children of Israel, really to the Levites, you see that? Nobody was eating flesh in Israel without the order of the Levites. I'm gonna just say that, make it clear, right? That's why a Levite was supposed to be in every gate for several different reasons, right? He won't just dare to cleanse sins and do it. Yeah, man, he was the preparer of your flesh, of your meats. And we didn't eat flesh without that ordinance, without that order from the Levite that gave it down to the king, that passed that order down to each king to say, this is how we slaughter beasts, this is how we treat them before they die. We don't stress them. We don't put any chemicals, anything in their bodies. We don't know what the hell we're consuming.
Hey, so like, can I bring out this quick precept that go along with that Leviticus? And that's a spirit, because we was talking about this last night, me and Ephraim, because but this the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4, verse 13, right? And it was prophesied that.
Hey, look, I'm going there.
Oh, you already had
I'm going there. I'm going there.
Oh, man.
I'm going there. Just hold it. Just hold your finger right there. I'm going there in a minute. I'm going there in a minute. A matter of fact, you want to know what? Go ahead and go there now. I can do that. Go ahead and go there. Just go ahead and go there. That's the spirit. Yeah. And real quick, hey Mahar, can you pull up that that picture I sent you with the L cystine? But go ahead, King, with your precept. Go to 17 on that, Yashawan.
But now I would just go say that it was prophesied that we would be in this predicament like you was going into, the fall of Adam, right? That's a curse that the Most High put upon us, that we got to eat, the stuff that we eat today, especially in America. But this Ezekiel 4 and 13, it says, "And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them." And that's what we eat right now. We eat defiled bread, like he was going into. Everything that we eat is GMO, right? Even the fruits and the vegetables that you was talking about, the herbs ain't even the same no more. Cause they didn't took out all the seeds out of everything. So now they got GMO vegetables, right? They got clone vegetables and fruits, right? They put soy in everything. They put color dye in everything. They put what's it called, MSG. They put all different type of chemicals, and you can't even eat a loaf of bread without it being 1,000 different chemicals in it, right?
Hey, stop right there. In my heart, you got that that image?
Let me see. I got the image.
Or matter of fact, if you could just, can you read this? What you see? That portion up there? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go into that.
Yeah. It's the L-cysteine is known as an amino acid. It's an additive that they use in the food to extend the shelf life. So if you have something that lasts, extra long, like, and I'll give you a perfect example. Like, I have an apple, and I've left it in the refrigerator on purpose, right? But that thing has been in there for about going on 4 months now, and it has not 1 ounce of rot to it. It's not soft. It's still firm, right? So a lot of the stuff, like the captain's bringing out, is not supposed to be in there. It's defiled breads. Right? But going back to that, it says it's an additive used in food to extend shelf life. It's commonly derived from human hair, but can also come from duck or chicken feathers, cow horns, and vegetable matter. Now, out of all those, the only thing we can't really eat is the duck.
Right.
Directly from there. The human hair contains up to 20% cysteine by weight. Look at this crap. Most L-cysteine used in food comes from human hair, which is often gathered from barbershops and salons in China.
Boom.
And it says, look, this next sentence, the FDA has stated that the risk of contamination is low and that there is no evidence to suggest that it poses a health risk to consumers. Now, here's 2 things in this sentence. One, who is providing this evidence?
Right.
And then 2, the FDA. Everybody trusts them, yet they don't give a damn about Israelites. Right? The same FDA that approves stuff for the United States is also the same organization that doesn't approve things for European consumption. There's so many things. Like, an example of that would be here, the hash browns at McDonald's have about 21 ingredients, right? The McDonald's in Europe, 3 ingredients.
That's right.
That is insane.
Hey, Salah, read the next part though.
It says, however, some have expressed concerns about the use of human hair as a source of L-cysteine due to the potential for contamination. L-cysteine is a common reducing agent that helps break down gluten in the baking process and cut back on mixing time. It can be found in commercial bread, cake mix, wine, and beer. You can avoid L-cysteine by buying fresh bread from a local baker, as it is not an additive in flour. Steer clear of fast food places such as McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, Burger King. To say the least. And I'm sure they're in all the other ones as well.
Hey, you see that? That remind me of that movie too, that Super Size Me movie. Remember he kept he bought that food from McDonald's and he kept it sitting out and it didn't even rot. Remember what kind of food is that don't even rot?
It was like a whole
he left out I think it was like a double or something, but the bread or nothing didn't rot. The meat didn't rot, none of it.
The brother Dewey says that they put paint thinner in there right? And a lot of the food, the food, especially cereal. But now you know what else they put in cereal? Metal shavings. That's supposed to be the iron that if you get a magnet, right, you crush up your cereal and you put a magnet through that sucker, you're gonna see shards of metal following all through that magnet. It is insane. And then here's another question right here. He also put another good point. Everything is bioengineered now and all the ingredients, and that's true. But now here's another question is that even though it says organic, what are the definition of organic? Because they also call seedless grapes organic. And there's nothing organic about a seedless fruit.
Not at all.
Hey, you see that?
So there you go. That's your defiled bread. Go ahead, King.
No, I was just gonna read that verse again because
Yeah. I was gonna ask you to. Yeah.
Cause it says, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel. So this is a prophecy that the Lord said was gonna happen. It says, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. And like y'all going into, I mean, that's deep. I mean, everything in this place is defiled, right? All the food that you get from your local supermarket, Walmart, Food Line, Harris Teeter, right? Everything is defiled. You can't even get nothing simple without it having thousands of chemicals in it, like a bag of potato chips, a loaf of bread, right? A damn anything. I mean, how many damn ingredients do you need in a bag of potato chips? They be having a whole list of, like Ephraim said, it'd be 1,000 ingredients, right? It'd be things on there that you can't even pronounce.
Right.
Right.
And you know what's funny is that what I saw also, Slaki came, my bad. I also saw, I went to Walmart the other day, and I was looking at dog food, right? Because I'm thinking about getting a puppy pretty soon, I don't know how that's gonna work out, but it is what it is. But so I looked at the dog food, right? And some of the dog food has the exact same ingredients that they have in baby food. Like there's this one ingredient called tocopherol, TOCE. I can't spell the rest of it, but I saw the same ingredient in dog food that was in baby food. Make that shit make sense.
That's crazy, man.
Hey, so the viewers listening, man, if you still eating fast food, I suggest you get out of the stores now. Matter of fact, hey Mahar, before we even go any further, can you pull up that Consumer Consumption Act?
Hey, Salaki, and I was reading some a couple weeks ago where they predict that the cancer rate in America, I think they said, I forgot what year it was, but I think they said about like it was like 2050 or something. They said it's supposed to be like 70 or 75% the cancer rate. Like that's insane.
See that?
And this thing was that's crazy. This was passed in Salaki, let me pull it up right here.
Yeah.
But this is
and look, the crazy thing is when you go into this right here, right? This lets you know that by you going, like we was just talking about the McDonald's and all that stuff like that. Read this real quick, and then we'll give them the sense of this is crazy. Read it.
And look, there's two things. One, the date it was finalized, and the date that it was amended. Now, this was finalized in 2004, right? So it was passed in 2004, but they probably added extra garbage to it in 2017. So we've been going through this law since 2004. But it says it's the Common Sense Consumption Act, and it prevents the legislative and regulatory functions of the state from being usurped by civil lawsuits. This is talking about having lawsuits against food manufacturers, packers, distributors, carriers, holders, sellers, marketers, advertisers, trade associations. So basically, you can't sue anybody for the food that you purchase. That's essentially what they're saying. So you can't sue McDonald's, you can't sue Burger King, you can't sue Buffalo Wild Wings, right? We can't sue. What other places do we usually frequent? You know, like it's crazy.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, all of them. Hey, but look, when you look at that though, that's why in California they started putting up all of those cancer warnings in all of their fast food restaurants to let you know that these are cancer agents that we're putting in the products here at our store. So then they're letting you know if you come in and buy it, well, that's you consuming at your own risk.
Right. And look at this section right here, you know, because you know I've been studying the law for like quite a while, but if you look at this right here, where it talks about a claim, right? That's any claim, but they're talking about that the claim can be brought up by a natural person, plus the claim also can be brought up by any other person. How many different types of people do you have? But in law, they consider a person, right? A person can be an individual, a corporation, a company, an association, a firm, a partnership, a society, a joint stock company, or any other entity, including a government entity, right? So they consider corporations to be a person.
Right.
They consider companies to be a person. And this is one way, and I'm going to break this down, you know, when I get to that class. But when it talks about the law, like the way that they have everything structured, they have everything structured in what's called it's a contractual agreement, but there's a certain way that it's you know, it's like you're entering into a contract that you didn't know you were entering into. You know, it's like they did it, you know, under the table type bit, you know, by the wording of whatever thing that they had you sign. It's pretty crazy.
So hey, listen, to the viewing audience, man. You know, those of you that still you know, frequent these fast food places, your local grocery stores and things of that nature, man, and a lot of these food places, you know, you got to start thinking about this stuff, you know, because these people who are writing these laws don't care about your health, right? But the Most High does, right? That's why he put things like this into play. And Yashwan, keep that scripture right there, by the way.
You sure you want me to read down to 17?
Yeah, right. So like even when we look at certain, I just want to go through certain things real quick that the Most High gave us that goes that the devil, the devil goes against the Most High. The Most High says this is good, the devil says no, this is bad, right? So we look at salt, right? They tell you salt is bad, right? But what salt is bad? The salt that they give us, you know, for the most part, is bad, right? But can you go pull up Leviticus 2:13 real quick? Because this is a commandment too, and if we understood the use of natural salt, right? Celtic sea salt, by the way, right? That can help mineralize the body and put things back in the body that they have taken out with their foods, right? But go ahead and read that real quick. Leviticus 2:13.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 2 and verse 13. And every oblation of thy meat offering shalt thou season with salt.
Right. Do the devil season everything with salt?
Hell no.
No. They might do some now, right? You got some of them now, they season game is on point. But listen, man, we're supposed to put salt on everything. You understand, that's being offered up that we're consuming. You know, so that's, go ahead.
No, Salaki. And I was gonna say, remember that one burger spot we went to where they said they don't even season the meat.
You see that? Hey, look, real talk, real talk. You see that? We weren't even supposed to eat that.
I remember that when you brought this out. I said, damn, I remember that time we went there.
Hey, look, kind of fact. Hey, that's big facts, yo. We weren't even supposed to eat that, bro. Yeah, that should have been a no-go. You know what I'm saying? That food was bland as hell. That expensive ass burger that we had to salt ourselves and put pepper on ourselves after it was cooked.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's crazy, you know. But the scriptures say to salt every offering, man. That's what we're supposed to do. Why? Because, hey, can you pull up the benefits real quick of Celtic sea salt?
Hey, Salakia, right quick, while he's pulling that up, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Op.
That salt that comes off the ocean, man, that salt's good for you. They even say, like, people that live by the ocean, they breathe better, man. I was doing some work, and my sinuses was all jacked up. And I went out there and was breathing off the I was standing on the shore, and I was breathing some of that salt water that was coming off of that water. And yo, that joint they clear my sinuses out real good. So that sea salt that comes off the ocean, that's good and healthy for you, bro.
Hey, that's fire. That's like the Dead Sea. That's the best sea to be in right there, man. Cleanse your body. That thing, man. If you got eczema and these skin issues and shit, man, that water right there, man. They say you go in there, you know, yeah, you're gonna come out. Your skin gonna look way better.
You talking about the water in Jerusalem and
the Dead Sea, yep.
See, yeah, they say that it got healing properties.
Right.
Imagine that. They call it the Dead Sea.
The Dead Sea with all that life in it, right?
Right. So we got Celtic sea salt. It says it's rich in minerals, including potassium, calcium, iron, and magnesium. Those are all
things that
should be getting on a daily basis.
All of the things that we're suffering from. But look, you get it all from that one. This one. You get a couple of drops of the sea salt in your body, and look, you know, brothers that got high blood pressure and issues like that, you take small doses. You know what I'm saying? And it'll offset all of your mineral deficiencies that you have there. You know what I mean? So that's just one right there. I got another one for you real quick. Let me get Proverbs 27:27 real quick, right? Because the devil gave us what? They gave us cow's milk to drink, right? They gave us cow's milk to drink. What cow's milk does what? Cow's milk poisons the body. Cow's milk puts mucus in the body. Cow's milk puts inflammation in the body, right? But look at what the Most High said right here. Proverbs 27:27.
Especially with all the, like you said, the mucus. They put a whole bunch of hormones in that big bastard.
Right.
You got a lot of pus in it.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 27. It says, "And thou shalt have goat's milk."
Now, cow's milk.
Goat's milk. Enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance for thy maidens.
And for the maintenance of thy maidens. Now, do me a favor, Brother Mahar. Can you pull up the benefits of goat milk?
I was just looking at the benefits of magnesium.
That's another good one.
Let's see. Benefits of goat's milk.
So now we got one milk that's putting inflammation in the body. Let's see what goat milk does.
You know, another thing, it's funny. You know, when I was in the service and we took our Mediterranean cruise, when we stopped off, I believe it was in was it Spain? Was it Malta? Italy? I forget which. No, Slovakia, my bad. It was actually in the Middle East, in Bahrain. They don't use cow's milk. They use goat's milk. They use goat's cheese. They don't even use regular. Like, you're not going to find mozzarella in Bahrain. You're going to find goat's cheese all over the place. But here it is.
That's heavy. That's heavy right there. That's a heavy point right there, and that's good.
Goat's milk contains nutrients like protein, fat, carbohydrates, vitamins, and has potential health benefits. Hydration. Goat's milk contains nutrients that the body takes longer to process, allowing the body to retain fluids. Energy. Goat's milk contains short and medium chain fatty acids that are quickly digested, providing rapid energy. Sheesh. Who needs Red Bull? Just get goat's milk.
Right.
Bone health. Goat milk is a good source of nutrients for bone health. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy because cow's milk does the exact opposite. And that's why I stopped drinking cow's milk a long time ago. I found that out. I found out that it actually sucks. It does the same thing that alcohol does. Like when you drink alcohol or when you have a drink, the alcohol is pulling the water out of your bones.
Mm-hmm.
The cow's milk does the same thing. It pulls the nutrients straight out of your bones when this one puts it back in. Cholesterol, blood pressure. Goat's milk may be better for cholesterol and blood pressure than cow's milk. Goat's milk has more protein per serving than cow's milk, soy milk, or nut milks. The protein in goat milk appears to be more digestible. Allergy management. Goat milk contains proteins that have immunomodulatory effects, and one study suggests that goat milk is less allergenic for babies than cow milk when used as the first protein after breastfeeding.
Look at all those benefits right there, right? And you go any further, it goes into inflammation and all that stuff, right? And if you deal with this now and understand what the Most High gave us, he gave us the keys to live like he wanted us to live versus living like the damn devil, living like these people who want to kill us. The Most High want us to live. You know what I'm saying? He said, do this and you shall live. Keep my commandments and live. All of these things are commandments, man. That's a commandment right there in Proverbs 27:27. Right? It says you should have enough goat's milk for your household, enough for your food, and for the maintenance of your maidens. Why? Because that's a substitute for them to breastfeed. Listen, when women are tired of breastfeeding, they give the babies goat milk. You see that? Now look at this right here. How much is organic goat's milk compared to regular cow's milk? You should ask yourself. Because the devil knows something.
So like everything that's healthy in America is expensive.
Hey, that's crazy because I was just looking it up as you were saying that, and I was looking at that price like, dang.
You see that? What's the price, brother?
Hold on. I got it pulled up on my phone right here, and I just typed in goat milk price. Let's see here. It's got like a little container, like a 16-ounce soda. It says raw unpasteurized goat milk, $113. Hey, they got a little pack. They got a little package that you could looks like you could mix or something, make up. Say $94, man.
See what I'm saying?
It's got the instant formula for the kids because I got little babies. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about it for the babies.
Right.
And it's like $1.50, man, for a little container of it. I mean, these prices is crazy, bro.
See what I'm saying? The devil don't want you to live, man. Hey, look, he knew we was gonna come into this information, so he jacked that price up the same way he jacked that book up on them Russian icons. He says, you know what? Nah, they gonna get this one too. These niggas gonna be like super Negroes around here with this Bible. Let me jack this damn goat's milk up. You know what I mean? Hey, they don't want us to live, man. That's the devil. But look, that's why we got to come out here and do these lessons, man, and come across some of this information to try to change how we think, to stop going to them for their products. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, Slovakia, real quick, I just wanted to throw this up there. This is right here. This is the McDonald's hash brown. Just so y'all see, I ain't BSing. Okay, this is from their website. See the McDonald's website, right? 532 calories, right? Cool. Let's look at the ingredients that are in this hash brown, right? The nutritional information is insane, right? That's a lot of fat. How it has sugars, I have no idea. I guess we'll figure that out one day.
That's why people can't stop eating them things, man.
Right. Look at this ingredient list. Look at this ingredient list. What did I say? 21? This looks like a lot more than 20.
That look like more like that, like 40.
Right. Now, let me show you this other one. This is the ingredients for the UK. Salt, pepper, corn flour, and potato flour.
I bet you that joint don't taste nothing like this joint over here.
Don't taste nothing like it.
That's crazy, man. And we don't. But look, and it's why the Most High put us together to become community men and to raise a community. We got to start building our own. We must start to build our own. All right. Hey, Yashwan, can you go ahead and go into that? Damn, we almost at 2 hours. Good night.
Con, y'all still got it.
Con.
This Ezekiel 4, and I'm gonna read 13 again. It says, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Then said Lord God, behold, my soul have not been polluted, for from my youth up, even till now, have I not eaten of that which dieth of itself. And that's going back to what you was bringing out in Leviticus, going into the law. It says, or is torn in pieces, neither came there abominable flesh into my mouth. Hey, I wish I could say the same thing. Hey, that brother Ezekiel, he blessed, man. I wish I could say the same thing. Verse 15, it says, then he said unto me, lo, I have given thee cow's dung for man's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. Verse 16, it says, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, that they may want bread and water, and be astonished one with another, and consume away for their iniquity.
And that's what's happening to us right now, man. We're consuming away under our sins, man, under our iniquity, and we don't have a care to want to reverse these things and change this life cycle, man. Hey Mahar, can you put up that other clip? We don't gotta play it all. It's kind of, I think it's like 3 minutes. Or we can just put it up there. We'll play it. This is a clip, man, from a powerful film with the brother James L. Jones. And I just want to show this to the people so you can see, what we're saying here. Our community is everything, and if we start to maintain our own resources for food, then we'll fare off better as a community. But yeah, go ahead and play this real quick.
No, we're not going back to that restaurant, are we? No.
Hey, can y'all hear that? Salaki, if it's low, it's an older movie, so.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Brother Hill, what do you see? I see a grocery store. What do you see?
I see a whole mess of Negro dollars going into white pockets. And look at that. They'll take our money, but they despise us so much, they will not touch our hands in the exchange. Money is power, Brother Hill.
You ain't lying.
And why are we turning over our power to people who despise us?
But But Dr. John, the members of our congregation are professional people. They're not business-oriented.
Yeah, and that's our biggest mistake. Right now, we are only consumers. If we're only consumers, we're parasites. Do you want a definition of perpetual motion?
Hold on, stop that. That was powerful right there.
Give the average.
He said we're not only consumers, right? Going into that consumer consumption act, right? We're not just the consumers as black people are the number one consumers in America, right? Our people, our brothers, right? If you think about it, the foods that we go into these stores to consume do nothing but put parasites in our bodies. All of this stuff is infested with parasites that we can't listen. They can't even get rid of them, but we still going to eat. We still going to eat their foods, man. But go ahead.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Negro a Cadillac and tell him to park it on some land that he owns. If gold was discovered in the hottest regions of hell, the whites would be there within a fortnight, mining it for all its wealth. The coloreds would show up 3 weeks later, offering their services as maids and butlers. The thing to do is to get there first. We don't think that way. Just to show you what can be done on a small parcel of land, I grew these at the parsonage. I left the roots and the tops on, prove they are not store-bought.
Look, she hating.
The Bible tells us that
it was a perfect representation of our people. That's the sister right there that was trying to get back into Egypt.
That's Eve right there.
That's Eve. So Mother Eve, man.
A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. Now, what does that mean? It means that whoever controls the money has all the answers. You get control of the money by producing. Negroes need to own more businesses, and Negroes need to patronize those businesses. By the way, I noticed that some of you were staring at my feet this morning because I had neglected to wear shoestrings. Well, I'll start wearing them when Negro folks start producing them.
Boy, come on, man.
See what our famous preacher is up to now.
Get your hand.
Look, she's still hating.
Stop. Pence. You need it, I got it.
There it is, man. Hey, we can stop that right there, man. All praises, right? Hey, look, this was put in this film right here to show us the power of which we must come back to, producing our own. You understand? Gathering our own seeds. Do you know we can literally go in the grocery store, get all of the organic seeds that's in there, in the fruits and vegetables, and plant our own produce using the fruits and vegetables that's already in the stores? So we don't even have to worry about trying to go and find all these different seeds and things. We can just pull the seeds from out of the fruits and vegetables. That's how great our Creator is. You see that?
Hey, that's a fact right there. But look, it gets so deep that, you got brothers and sisters in New York, right? They stack people on top of people in New York, right? The population there is insane. I don't even want to repeat the population over there, but they stack people on top of people, and maybe I would say 10 to 15% of them are all growing their own foods inside of their apartments.
Insane. So look, I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. If somebody could grab Daniel's 1:8 and Proverbs 23:1, I'm gonna start rolling for a little bit here because so I'll read this real quick. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. It says, "Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And us being under this curse, right, and understanding this curse, we must also understand that we can reverse these curses in the power of the Hamashiach, right? So as we know that this is a service that we have to do, of course, we're still going to have to go to them for some things, but I think at this present stage in our life cycle that we're in right now, we can start producing many of our own products, right? We don't have to keep going to these people for the want of all things. That's a captivity mindset. Okay, so that's no different than the scripture that Yahshua pulled out in Ezekiel, the fourth chapter, about us eating our defiled bread amongst the Gentiles. Right? We can reverse that. We don't have to keep eating defiled bread amongst the Gentiles. We can eat our own bread. Right? So we can make our own bread, put our own stuff together. Right? And we don't have to worry about those chemical agents and things that they're putting in the food to destroy us, right? To destroy this temple. You see that? Because that's what the devil wants to do. But who has that? Daniel's 1:8, and Proverbs 23:1.
I got that. I can read that, Daniel.
Somebody grab Sirach 30:21.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 8. But Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat.
Of whose meat?
Of the king's meat.
Of the king's meat. And that's what we got to stop doing. We got to stop eating the king's meat, man. Right? That's what we must do and follow what Daniel put down right here, man. Go ahead, read that one more time, that last part.
But Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself.
You see that? Going back to what I was just saying, even in Ezekiel right there, right? We don't have to defile ourselves, man. We don't have to keep eating this stuff. You see that? We just got finished looking at how the breads is polluted, the wines is polluted, your alcohol is polluted, everything you consume is polluted.
Even the hash browns are polluted.
Even the famous McDonald hash browns that you can't eat one of, you got to get two. You got to get two of them.
And you look how long them people was living that was making their own bread. If you notice, they was making their own unleavened bread. That video said they was living a long time, not feeling that oppression. So just let me back on what you was just saying.
They was living good. They was living good, free from all that stuff, man. So imagine if we had our own communities that we can rely on, that we building up. You know what that's going to do? That's going to put the laws and the commandments there. So now I know that, hey, I got to love my brother like I love myself. Hey, listen, if I got 2 bags of rice, well, shit, I got one now because I got to give one to my brother. You see what I'm saying? So that stress leaves. That pressure leaves. We dying for stress and pressurized things, man. Oh, how am I going to pay this rent? How am I going? Oh man, I just paid this. Hey, if we come together and have our own community, all those stresses go away. Right? You taking your babies to the doctor at 10 years old. That's damn a diabetic.
Salakia, that oh my gosh, that just made me think of. It's funny because when you don't really remember your childhood too much, but some of the things that you do remember are things that really stick out. So I was in the 2nd grade, and one of my homeboys had, all of a sudden he had to go to the doctor frequently. So he came back one time and told us, he was like, "Yeah, I just got diagnosed with diabetes." Now this was in the 2nd grade. Diabetes. That don't even sit right.
At all. At all. But we got to chalk it up to the system and to this diet that we've been under, and start to change things. You know what I mean? These scriptures and the way of life that's in these scriptures and the things that they did, to sustain life for a period of time. That's what we got to go back to, man. But who's got? Yeah, go ahead, King.
So like it real quick. Now I was gonna say, can we get verse 12 in that Daniel chapter 1?
Absolutely, King. Go ahead.
It's Daniel chapter 1, verse 12, and it reads, "Prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink."
You see that? Because like Shu was saying, Daniel, he refused the king's meat, and he said, "Give us pulse to eat." Right? And he going into that word pulse, and what did it say? You see that?
Vegetables.
Vegetables. You see that? Right? Just going into what Shu was bringing out, going back to the herbs that the Lord was talking to Adam about. Right?
That's right. Beautiful, beautiful precept. That's right. Hey, listen. That's the care of the gut right there, man. We don't have a care for these things anymore, man. We just that's the sugars that they put in everything. It causes you not to care about your diet. But Proverbs 23:1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 23 and verse 1. It says, "When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat."
Now, look, I know many people, man, they don't want to, when you go to McDonald's, when you go to Burger King, right? When you go down there and you sit at the tables of these kings, because that's who it is. That's who's running these places, right? When you put a knife to your throat to be healthy, right? To reverse the obesity, the gluttony that's going on in today's time, the mukbang challenges.
Dang.
All of them need to put a knife to their throat.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Sitting there eating 5 and damn 5 cheeseburgers in a bucket of fries and chicken nuggets. Like, I don't even think these people that are doing these challenges right now, they can't even, I know they can't even be seeing into the future. They can't see 10 years from now. They can't even see 5 years from now to care about what their conditions is going to be like. They just like, man, this food, it tastes good. You see what they did? They dropping the ranch all on the burgers. They put, come on, man. Right? It says, put a knife to your throat. Right? Go ahead.
It says, put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom.
See that? How many of us want to cease from our own wisdom? Like understanding, waking up in the morning, I got to go get my bacon, egg, and cheese to go to work. Look at this right here, right? Look at this. Is that, look at this, man. What is, come on. Come on, man.
Hey, it's a lot. Cut that off. I can't see that, bro. I'm gonna throw up, bro. Hey, cut that off. Hey, cut it off. Hey, you up for real? You gonna let me throw up? So I can't.
Yo.
Hey, that just made my stomach hurt. And you see, he was eating it too.
Hey, that wasn't even That was an Eve.
That was a she.
That was a she. It says, wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye.
Look at that right there. That's heavy. We eat. Look at the damn devil, man. We're eating the bread of him that got an evil eye towards us. We're eating his foods, drinking his drinks, right? The people that run America that put all of it, that have a charge and putting all of this stuff in these stores, you know, have an evil eye towards our people. Nothing that they produce is for the benefit of our people, you know, because if it was, just like the brother was going into, right, it would be the same way here as it is in Canada. But it's not, for a reason. Nah, that's crazy.
Disgusting.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Con. It says, neither desire thou his dainty meats. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, say he to thee, but his heart is not with thee.
See that? These people, right? Even in slavery, they fed us things, you understand, that they knew was bad for us, and they also knew that they wasn't for us. So therefore, that evil eye, you know, that we are not supposed to have towards our brother, the devil got that evil eye towards you. That's why he don't care if he feeds you things that go against God's laws for his people. He know who God's people is. The devil know. You understand? But he not gonna tell you. Let me get that Sirach 31. I mean Sirach 30 and 21 and Sirach 31 and 20.
You said 30 and 21, King?
Con 30, 21. Yep.
Con, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 21. And it reads, give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thy own counsel. The gladness of the heart is the life of man, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days. Love thine own soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath killed many.
See that? Going into the Hunza people, right? They wasn't dealing with none of these issues, so they was able to sustain life longer, right? So if we're in a better environment, we're going to live longer. Go ahead.
Con, and there is no profit therein. Envy and wrath shorten the life, and carefulness bringeth age before the time. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
You see that? A cheerful and good heart will have a care for his meat and diet. But we are not in a cheerful and good heart. Therefore, we don't give a damn about what we eat. In fact, we don't give a damn about how much we eat of it. As long as we eating good. Right? Let me get that Sirach 31. Sirach 31 and 20, Salati.
The book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 20. Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He riseth early, and his wits are with him. But the pain of watching and choler and pangs of the belly are with an insatiable man.
You see that? So sound sleep coming with moderate eating. So that woman there with all of them damn lobster legs and all that, whatever she was eating there, There ain't no sound sleep with that, man. With all them toxins and stuff in your body. There's no sound sleep when you putting all that meat in your gut at night or first thing in the morning. You understand? That's why people be sluggish and shit. They going to work. You sluggish at work. Why you just put garbage in your belly when first thing in the morning? You know what I'm saying? You ain't get up in the morning. You ain't think to grab an apple, an orange, a banana for crying out loud. None of that. You just straight up McDonald's, bacon, egg, and cheese, chicken sandwich, chicken biscuit. First thing in the morning. You know, but that's why we don't have prolonged lifespans, right? But hey, can you pull up real quick, Mahar, the current state and the life expectancy of today's time for man, real quick? I think it may go back to the earliest is 2021, if I'm not mistaken. And someone grab Psalms 90. Let's see if the Bible understands what it's talking about here.
It says 76.4 years.
76.4 years, right? So let's deal. That's about half. So if you go into some of those, right, they typically give roughly maybe 2 to 3 more years of life for women, right? Women are outliving men in today's time. But no one is really asking why. Why are women, if the women are the weaker vessels, why are they outliving a stronger man? We ain't calculating this stuff up though. We just like, oh, hey, listen, you want to know why that is? Because that same woman who's supposed to be the nourisher of the body, who's supposed to treat her refrigerator like the goddamn hospital, you know what she got enough sense to do? Have moderate eating. That woman to sit up there, cook all that food, and hey, listen, yeah, you got you got the big eyes. You like, oh damn, all of this for me? Let me get all of it, baby. And she come bring you that big plate. She know you like it and love it. But yet, look at her plate. Look at how portioned her plate is. You see that? And you see the man always got to have what? The biggest piece of chicken in the house. So with that biggest piece of chicken and the eating that we do as men, we're dying faster than our mates. And they got to see it. They got to end up taking care of it. When really, they should be looking and saying, nah, you know what? I ain't about to sit there and feed you all this food. Nah, because I want my man to live. You see that? So we got to start to have a better care for even how we fix and prepare food for one another to show love so that we can live. Because now this is why life expectancy is, according to them, at 76. But let's see if the Bible actually says the same thing. Let me get Psalms 90.
The book of Psalms, chapter 90. You want verse 10?
Verse 1.
Oh, Salakia. The book of Psalms, chapter 90, verse 1. Lord, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or even thou hadst formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art the Most High. Thou turnest man to destruction and sayest, return ye children of men.
See that? So the Most High can put destruction, and He could turn you back around. He can wound you, and He can heal you. Right? That's His power. Go ahead.
Verse 4. For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch in the night. Thou carriest them away as with a flood. They are as a sleep. In the morning they are like grass which groweth up. In the morning it nourisheth and groweth up. In the evening it is cut down and withereth. For we are consumed by thine anger, and by thy wrath are we troubled. Thou hast set our iniquities before thee, our secret sins in the light of thy countenance. For all of our days are passed away in thy wrath. We spend our years as a tale that is told.
Right? Go ahead. Now, this the kicker right here, right? Watch this.
The days of our years are 60 years and 10.
Mm-hmm.
And if by reason of strength,
and if by reason of eating vegetables and things of that nature in today's time, right? What did he say?
they be 80 years. Yet it is their strength, labor, and sorrow, for it
Right.
is
So stop right there. So when you go into that, right, you're talking about 70 years. You see that? 70 years, and with a care of strength, you may get about 80 about you right now. About 80 years on you. So it's here. It's here in the book. Right? The life expectancy of man is right here. The Most High know his timetable.
Hey, Salakia, and that's not even including if you get all the other diseases that take you out sooner, like the diabetes, right?
Right.
The IBS, the dementia, the did I say diabetes already?
Time. That's a fact, though. It's all facts, man.
It's a lot.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I got another precept too that go along with that.
Come, go ahead.
This Sirach 18 in verse 8, it says, "What is man, and whereto serveth he? What is his good, and what is his evil?" Verse 9, "The number of a man's days at the most are 100 years." Right, just going into that number of the years.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, you see that? They say at the most 100 years.
Right.
So that's by chance. That's by chance of reason. Maybe you had a certain diet, for 100 years. Right.
But like we was reading about in Genesis, we was living to over 100, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800.
And now we cut down.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like as time goes on, our days get shorter and shorter, man.
Getting shorter and shorter. The age is weakening.
So like, it's crazy because I remember when I was little, and I think my grandmother, she was in her 90s. I used to be like, dang, like you 90 years old, that's a long time. But hey, when you come to think about it and you see how fast your life passed by, you like, damn, I'm 25 already. Damn, that 90 don't seem too far away now. It's crazy.
Right. Hey, 25, that's a quarter of a century.
Right.
Man. Hey, we out here, man. We getting it though. We gonna try to pull it all together, man. Most High gonna bring us back, y'all. All praise. Let me get the 12th verse on that Shapar. And somebody can grab Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18. Chapter 8, Salati.
Khan, the book of Psalms, chapter 90 and verse 12. So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
Unto wisdom, right? Unto wisdom. Let me get that Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8.
Khan, I got it. Can you?
All praise.
This book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 1. Wisdom reacheth from one end to another mightily, and sweetly doth she order all things. Verse 2, I loved her and sought her out from my youth. I desired to make her my spouse, and I was a lover of her beauty.
Khan, let me get verse 17.
Khan, verse 17. Now when I considered these things in myself, and pondered them in my heart, how that to be allied unto wisdom is immortality.
How to be allied with wisdom is immortality. So understanding that the wisdom of the Most High, right? When Solomon was praying to the Most High, he asked him for wisdom, right? And that's why these scriptures are very important, because with wisdom you get the understanding of Proverbs 27 and 27 of what that means, right? You get the understanding of how we're not just the salt of the earth, but we must salt every offering so that we can put the minerals back in our bodies that the Most High knew that we would lose, right? Through poor eating. You see that? So the Most High have a way to reverse all of these things if we just apply wisdom a lot of times, right? And we can also reverse a lot of these illnesses with wisdom. You see that? So if you know somebody, right? Or you want to know somebody that can possibly help you to reverse many of these sicknesses and illnesses, well, you got to come build with wisdom, you know? You got to start coming around a lot more. You got to come to class. You got to come build with brothers. You got to see what brothers know, right? What brothers potentially can help you with if you're someone who's given to a certain appetite. You know, if you're someone who's dealing with something, you understand, in a health wise, that we can potentially help on this side, right?
Hey, Cap, can I bring out this precept right quick?
Absolutely, my brother.
Do you got Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 verse 12?
La.
I'm gonna go through this right quick. The Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and verse 12. It says, seek not death in the era of your life, and pull not upon yourself destruction with the works of your hands. For the Most High made not death, neither have he pleasure in destruction of the living. For he created all things that they might have their being, and the generation of the world were helpful. And there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. For righteousness is immortal, but ungodly men with their works and their words called it to them. For when they thought to have it their friend, they consumed to naught and made a covenant with it, because they are worthy to take part with it. So just like you was going into, man, with a lot of these, the Most High, he made us to be immortal. And with that righteousness, man, we was made to be immortal. But through our own acts, man, we brought the stuff onto ourselves. But like the captain's going into, with wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and love of our nation, we can reverse some of these curses. That's all I had, King.
Hey, nah, that's beautiful, brother, and that's powerful, and that's you know, that's right within itself, right there. Especially that verse 15. For righteousness is immortal, right? Going back to the knowledge of good and not evil. We were supposed to just have that knowledge of righteousness, right? Let me put Deuteronomy, I think that's 6 and 25 real quick. Let me see. Yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 25 says, and it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yahweh our power, as he hath commanded us. Right? So the law, statutes, and commandments is how we go back to the immortal state of which we lost through the fall of man, from the garden to our present state, and how we continue to fall, even with the things that we just simply consume on a day-to-day basis, right? Your food and your drinks, that is, right? So yeah, we got the 2-hour mark. I do got a lot more I could go into, but yeah, y'all brothers say the word.
I'm kidding.
All
We can save
praises.
for another lesson, King. Maybe a part 2.
All praises. And with that right there, right? We close off where we closed off at last week. How beautiful is that, right? Or the week before that. Let me see. Nah, we'll shut it right there. That's fine. Let's just shut it right there, brother. All right. Hey, look, all praises Israel. Hey, listen, we want to say Tawada Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. You can call Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. Hey, we Yahweh's camp coming up spirit for spirit. Just wanted to go into a lesson to show the immortal life that we once have versus the mortality that we're under today in a life expectancy of man in today's time versus the antediluvian period, which is before the flood. So I'm going to yield this time for this particular lesson, come back with another additional lesson to add on to this right here, which will be going into life after death, right? Into the immortal state. So, hey, Shalom, Israel, I'm your brother Yashuv. Y'all brothers want to go around?
Damn, they just went silent. Hey, Shalom, Israel. There's your brother Mahar.
Hey, Shalom Israel, is your brother Aniel.
Hey, Shalom Israel, this your brother Yashawan Ban Yahweh.
Hey, shalom to the nation of Israel. Powerful lesson, masterful lesson, beautiful edification for the nation, King. All praise to the Most High.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. It's your brother Kazak. I've been in the background. That's a mighty lesson, Cap.
Hey, all praise to the Most High. Shalom, shalom.
Kwam Yasha.
Kwam Yasha.